Hello to my cancers. All right, cancers. Happy Monday to each and every one of you all when you see this video. Sending lots of love and light your way. Hopefully you all had a great weekend. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Hopefully wherever you are, the weather is beautiful, right? And hopefully you all are soaking in all of the sun rays, all of the this wonderful energy. So let's get into your reading. To intensify psychic gifts, Psalm 78, that's around spiritualism, telepathy, astral projection, automatic writing, etc. Right? So you want to intensify your psychic abilities and your psychic gifts. We're going to hop in. We're going to do just 6 questions I'm asking the source for everybody in this moon in Virgo to help you to be more just kind of really, really tap in. Virgo rules 6th house. 6th house is all about your health, work habits, daily routines, fitness, pets, service to others, diet, spiritual practices. You all are high priestess energy, and just make sure when you're going through, maybe a dark night of the soul, that you all are not, encountering dark energies who are astral projecting into your space, um, reaching out to you via telepathy, all those things. You're learning how to intensify your psychic gifts so that you are becoming a lot more tapped into all areas of that. So that, again, other energies cannot control you because they're into some kind of dark magic. You're not into that. You're exposing that, right, as a light high priestess. So, all right. So, source, where is Cancer being called to grow right now? And so this reveals main area of life calling for development during this lunar phase, right? And this is intensifying your psychic gifts. So Psalm 78, like listen to it, repeat it, learn it. You're speaking it into existence. Say it every single day. That way you're calling upon source. 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. There is an air sign that has been bullying you, who somebody you may have come in contact with, somebody you may have talked to, somebody that you would have physically been like 1 foot off of their physical body. Okay, somebody you would have been 1 foot off of their physical body. Somebody has been stealing from you. They have an abusive they have an abusive spirit. They're winning at all costs, right? They're there to try to use your words against you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So you want to intensify your gifts, right? Is a 6 of Swords, because they're doing all kinds of stuff behind your back. Something you walked into, this is what I'm saying, 1 foot off of your physical body. You walked into somebody's space, right? And some energy saw your psychic abilities all over, but you can tell that they don't have psychic abilities. Something about their energy. So you want to increase yours. Right? So yeah, somebody sees you as competition. You physically have been in their space, 1 foot off of their physical body. And so a necessary transition is happening. You're moving on, you're traveling, some things are happening, but yeah. And remember, right now we have what is it? Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius. Mercury is about to go retrograde. Well, the next one that's going retrograde is going to be on July 4th, right? And we got some more planets that's going retrograde. Let's see. Mercury goes retrograde on July 18th. Then we have Saturn goes retrograde July 13th. Neptune goes retrograde July 4th. And then Chiron goes retrograde on July 30th. So Neptune going retrograde on July 4th. In some parts of the world, it would be Independence Day, for some of you all. But it's like as soon as somebody walked in the door and you're in some place, here we have the 7 of Cups here. Somebody started having all kinds of devilish thoughts about you, right? Soon as that somebody saw you, they started having all kinds of demonic thoughts about you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. In terms of your gifts, So yeah, 7 of Cups, who connects us with Scorpio. They were thinking in terms of like, choices, daydreaming, searching for purpose. And someone's like, okay, what can we use? What can we use this person for? Right? What can we use this for? Like as soon as you like 1 foot off of somebody, well, what can we use this person for? And they were thinking in terms of rebirth, right? That we can cause it, we can force this person into some kind of a rebirth, right? A death rebirth. So ending your past and creating a future. This is what we feel like this person would be good for. In other words, this is what we feel like this person would be good for, right? As if source did not give you a purpose. So you're intensifying your psychic gifts, right? Let's see what else we have here. Let's see what else we have here. What practical steps can um, Cancer take to support this growth? And that would just kind of like offers grounded advice, on actions that you can take, like more detailed, steady, intentional about whatever it is you're doing. And again, this is like really listening to Psalm 78, really studying and practicing about spiritualism, telepathy, astral projection, or maybe even teaching about it, automatic writing, etc. And those things right there. So when you encounter energies, then you are adding to something that you're doing for multiple streams of income. Here we have the hermit card. And so somebody could work from home. Somebody could be more of a hermit. Maybe you telework or something like that. Maybe you just kind of sort of travel for work, or maybe just for pleasure, or whatever the case may be. But as soon as some energy, as soon as you, because 5 and 6 is 11. And so somebody was trying to initiate you into something that you may not have been aware that somebody was trying to initiate you into something, right? So this is what this is here. So 11 are like two pillars, right? So enlighten you on something, or the way that they were doing it is in Scorpio's way. They were trying to connect you with something that was very unhealthy and very wounding for you, unhealthy and wounding for you. So here we have reversed, 4 of Cups reversed. So yeah, something has been reversed. Yeah, so you had some kind of sudden awareness of something, you may have thought initially something would have been a missed opportunity, but you're choosing happiness and you accept yourself as you are. But some energies you don't want to have anything to deal with. So at 7 of Cups, you may have picked up on your psychic abilities, may have picked up on some kind of demonic something. Something didn't feel right. Maybe it was a look that somebody gave you. Somebody may have said something. Maybe somebody, like when you walk into any kind of an establishment, wherever you are, it could have been, you could have seen a psychic. You could have seen a psychic. Um, or you could have gotten your palms read, or something you did, like in a physical sense. Somebody was definitely dealing with bullies. Something you could have picked up on, like, or people who were abusive in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Something you picked up on somebody's energy. Like somebody would do something to try to use your words against you, or like these type of energy. When you talk about the Scorpio, 7 of Cups here, not to say, well, I mean, somebody could be a Scorpio in this, but I'm thinking more of 8th house when I say this. Something stopped you, like something, number 7, the situation. That's what Source made it clear. 7 is a number for completion, and that's what Source brings, like you had a tower moment in the minor arcana, like something like, okay, something is off about something, right? And so something was reversed. Something was reversed, like sudden awareness, or, somebody had a sudden awareness, like, okay, something is not true. Here we have the 3 of Pentacles here. 3 of Pentacles here. So you may have encountered somebody like, they're not really a psychic. Yeah, they not really. Yeah, somebody's not really a psychic, right? Um, yeah, so the 3 of Pentacles, like they may have spoken to you about a Capricorn, right? They may have spoken to you about a Capricorn, right? This is how something could have gotten reversed, right? Because they could have spoken to you about a Capricorn, some kind of sudden awareness of something like, wait a minute, yeah, Three of Pentacles here. That connects us with Capricorn. Um, Capricorn connects us with Saturn, could be Saturn return. So a lot of connections in your mind. You may have been making a lot of connections with, maybe talking to somebody in your mind, like making a connection. Something does not, somebody initiation, something unhealthy and wounded. This is Seven of Cups with the Devil and the Minor Arcana, and then the Three of Pentacles connects us with Capricorn. So you're making all of these connections here. And in your mind, you could have been making some connections, right? Right? Here's a Justice card of some kind of injustice that was done behind your back. Possibly so the Justice card connects us with Libra. The Libra connects us with 7th house. And 7th house connects us with marriage, relationships, partnerships, business, contracts, inner desires, enemies, in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So in a form that you could have supported, like if you supported, like you went into someone's business or whatever, like you could have supported somebody's business or whatever, they had done some kind of injustice behind your back, whether it was before or after, or some kind of injustice was done behind your back. But I'm seeing justice in your favor. It's a win-win for you. Something is a win-win for you. So you want to intensify your psychic gifts. Somebody realized that somebody was not gifted at all. Right. So you want to intensify yours. So let's see what else we got going on here. So the other side of the Justice cards, that 7th house is also Taurus, which rules 2nd house. And 2nd house is about material possessions. That's about personal resources, money habits, possessions, values, financial security, self-worth, and also income, right? So if somebody realized 3 energies were on a team together doing some kind of injustice behind your back. On some kind of injustice behind your back. Here we have 4 of Swords here. Yeah, 4 of Swords here. We got the 5 of Swords and then 6 and then 4 of Swords here. So 4 and 6 of Swords would be 10 of Swords here. And these energies, which connects us with Libra, which is justice. These energies sent some energies to your home. This right here, where it sent like law enforcement or something to your home. This energy right here. Yeah, they're responsible. They're behind sending some kind of legal officials or somebody to your home. This is like cause and effect, because for them, something is a win-win. Something is a win-win. Okay. You patronizing somebody's business, but somebody also sent law enforcement to your home, like 2 officials or something to your home while you were in hermit mode, whoever you are, right? So here we have the 4 of Swords here. Yeah. Let's see what else we got going on here. To try to use your words against you. There's something, like I said, was reversed. These energies lied about something. What did they? Let me see what else we got. So what habit or mindset is ready to be refined or released? And this is a, where you want to fine tune some things. And so this card shows that you may be outdated or no longer helpful in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Let's see. So what habit or mindset is ready to be refined or released for my Cancers? Refined or released as far as Cancers are concerned. The Chariot card. Something about crossroad. This is the Chariot. You had a feeling about something. So willpower, action, change, a journey, control, direction, or something like that. So I'm seeing here you had a feeling about something. You had a feeling about something. Let's see what we got going on here. Here we have the Three of Swords here. Yeah. You talk to somebody. This is an air sign. Three of Swords here. You talk to somebody. This talking to somebody about some kind of heartbreak, loss, divorce, surgery, depression, suffering, or some kind of grief. Like you talk to somebody about that. They kind of came across whoever the energy was as being like this fair-minded energy, like, you know, oh wow, you know, something, whatever. Um, Heartbreak or some kind of loss or maybe divorce, or maybe you talk to somebody about surgery or whatever the case may be. Could be let me see, here's the Nine of Swords here. Yeah. Or somebody could have, we also have the Nine of Swords here, which connects us with Gemini. So somebody may have been talking about some like nightmares or something that they had. What would you have talked to nightmares about? Let me see. Nightmares are some kind of grief or anxiety or trauma or hopelessness or depression. This would be Nine of Swords here. Something that caused you some kind of nightmares. You may have talked to somebody about that, some kind of nightmares that you may have had. And again, you're making the connection. So you could making the connection. You could have been talking to some energies that were actually related to, like different energies that are actually related, and may not have known that who was related to whom. But you learn how to making connections, right? So let me see. Let me see. Yeah, somebody's learning how to make the connections, not just in last name, and just like just in just picking up on your, like I said, your psychic abilities, intensifying your psychic talents and gifts. How can Cancer nurture their body and well-being this cycle? And this is you again, you know, tapping into connection to your health, your healing, and daily care. Listening to how you feel. Really, that's kind of like you're really listening to how you feel. Let's see how the Wheel of Fortune, right? So, yeah, something about your North Node. This is Wheel of Fortune here, and just kind of sort of going along with the flow, like listening to, like maybe not discussing your nightmares or you know the things, your grief and things about people. Pouring out to people, might not, maybe not talking about those things to energies, right? So somebody is very fortunate or something. Here we also have the Four of Pentacles here. If you only see the card here, Four of Pentacles here. Something is over. Um, yeah, something is over for a Capricorn. Like something has ended. Like something has ended, you know, for a Capricorn. Somebody was desiring security or like a fear of change, trying to be conservative, you know, trying to grow their money and trying to be conservative. Looks like with their money. Trying to be very frugal, you know, with their money, like trying to, you know, like people can learn something from you. That's your polarity sign, by the way. So somebody was trying to be very frugal with and like maybe save their money. Looks like, 'cause that's what the Four of Pentacles is about. Maybe talking to somebody about, you know, like maybe getting a job or working or something like that. Let's see. Here we have the Two of Pentacles here. And yeah, so Two of Pentacles connects us with Capricorn. So this is all Capricorn. It's 7, 8, 9. Somebody was, I guess, desiring financial independence in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Let me see here. What else we got? And that speaks to your North Node. North Node, 10th house. You're making some kind of connections here. You're still making some kind of connections. And, you know, who may have been looking for, because you could be financially independent as a Cancer. And financial independence does not mean rich, obviously, but it could be mean just you have enough to pay your bills. but some kind of injustice was done behind your back and someone else's back. And I'm seeing a win here for you, but I'm also seeing you being very fortunate, and something was sort of fated, like you good fortune, you know, a turning point happening here. Um, so where should Cancer focus their attention and energy for best results? And this is, again, you pinpointing the most aligned focus to work with the moon's building energy. So where should Cancer focus their attention and energy for best results? Yeah, Five of Pentacles here, right? Yeah. This looks like so this connects us with um, a Taurus, but it connects us possibly with um, energies who are insecure about their financial loss or poverty or isolation, like keeping that energy out, that spirit out of your, you know, out of your home. You know, keeping that energy, that's that type of a spirit out of your home. Let me see. You got 3 and 4, and then 2 and yeah. So it looks like there were some energies that wanted access to you, but they were going in through a Capricorn or somebody who they felt like was going to be a wheel of fortune. They thought it was going to be a wheel of fortune. But Five of Pentacles is like a person that already feels low about themselves, right? Wanting access to you, looking at your financial independence, wanting access, but somebody felt like they were going to latch on to somebody else to gain access to you, like by way of you, right? This could be a family member who felt like, okay, you were financially independent. And so instead of them coming directly to you, straight up to you, asking you, oh, Cancer, how did you become financially independent? Let's align together, like let's connect, let's collaborate. They want to collaborate. Sneaky, lazy, don't want to do the work, whoever the energy is. So to intensify your psychic gifts, that's you having a feeling about something, like really knowing how to telepathically reach out to energies, because energies like this who already feel low about themselves and they want to be a part of something, they could be going through some kind of initiation process, you know, and some kind of injustice could have been done to you for them to go through an initiation process. They cannot have access across that portal unless you know how to protect your space. And that's, again, intensifying your psychic gifts, right? King of Pentacles here. So, yep. So, yeah, Taurus is behind something. Yeah, a Taurus and an Aquarius is behind something, right? A King of Pentacles, an Aquarius man and a Taurus man is behind something. Seeing that, okay, we're gonna get somebody to get the key to inside your home, to get in your home, to get something valuable, talk to you about something, or bully you in some kind of way, play some kind of mind games with you. So when it comes to loved ones, looking at your cards here, because we're gonna go ahead and close out this reading and get you ready for, because I'm reading tarot obviously, but I'm also channeling as well. But source is saying to you, looking at your cards here, when you're talking to loved ones and they start mid sentence about something, they sound like they're playing mind games. They're really trying to tell you that they're being bullied. Okay, some kind of theft has occurred, some kind of violence has occurred. Somebody's being abusive towards them. Somebody is winning at all costs. Somebody is being sneaky. I can't say it no clearer than that. That's adding to your psychic gifts. They're trying to tell you that they're being bullied. Something is happening, and so don't just dismiss them like, okay, I don't have you just talking all over the place. And you know, what are you saying? Just come out and say it. They can't come out and say it. They're being bullied. And usually on this, the light, where's the light seers deck? On the light seers deck, there's blood in the background. So something could have happened, with somebody, possibly with the law that was done behind your back to gain some kind of entry or access into your home. Okay. So where should Cancer focus their attention and energy for best results? And again, this is pinpointing the most. Okay, so um, so Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, so we see here that there's a Taurus behind something. There's a Taurus man and an Aquarius man behind something, right? Having to do with a Capricorn, um, and a Taurus gaining some access to your home. And that could have been like by talking to someone, whether their spirit, it could their sun or moon sign could be a Taurus, but they had a whole organization behind them, a religious organization behind them. And I know that because I'm looking at the Justice card here. And the other side of um, the other sign that's ruled by Venus is Taurus. So something about your physical existence, like where you live, what you have in your house, your personal resources, your money habits, your possessions, your values, your financial security, self-worth, your income. So basically, people wanted to know some kind of lie. Somebody was bullied to say something about you in court. And so somebody needed to gain some kind of access to your home. And so they used somebody who already had low self-esteem. They wanted to be a part of something. They probably went through some kind of, well, I can't say probably because I'm looking at this Roman numeral 2 here. They went through some kind of an initiation process to gain access to your home, your space, right? And so when people find out that you're a solid and a practical person, you have material success, abundance, prosperity, and security. Um, so let's see what else we got going on here. So we can go ahead and get ready to close this out. We try to keep this really short, but make sure this is a week before, like I said before, we're coming up on the first quarter moon in Libra. And so that requires some kind of action to be taken, right? And again, in the spiritual realm or in the physical realm, some kind of action to be taken, but you need to get your ducks in order in a row. Get some things in order and get some things in order in a row, right? So these energies created some kind of a legal issue or legal problem with you, trying to bully you, trying to use your words against you in some way, shape, form, or fashion for somebody. Because something was reversed, right? Like I said before. And people want to know why, like some kind of a sudden awareness. Somebody is having some kind of a sudden awareness, like, oh my God, these energies, what the heck, right? These energies cause Cancer a nightmare. They call Cancer some kind of a nightmare, cause you and somebody else some kind of a nightmare. And so you're very fortunate that some people are on top of some things for you. Somebody had a feeling about something, that somebody was lying or somebody was being bullied. That's what I'm saying. Like, that is why you don't want to be silent. When you feel like you have been wronged in some way, shape, form, or fashion, so it's just like, okay, that's not the time for you. And I'm talking to you wherever Cancer is in your birth chart, you or your family or somebody has been wronged in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So it's like, okay, it's time to speak up. It's time to speak up. It's time to sort of speak up and find out what the heck is going on, right? But somebody was just, yeah, somebody lied on you in court. Somebody lied on you in court while you were in hermit mode. This was done behind your back. So somebody lied on you in court while you were in hermit mode. So you wouldn't have known what the heck, you wouldn't have known what came your way, right? So how can what habit or mindset is ready to be refined or released? And this is about fine tuning things for you. You know, it's going to help you to show what's be outdated or what's no longer helpful to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Queen of Swords here. Yeah. So somebody was fanning the flames here. Somebody was fanning the flames with all this drama going on. Somebody was fanning the flames, right? A Scorpio and a Libra. This is Queen of Swords energy. You know, somebody was fanning the flames with the like somebody was being shady. In other words, when it comes to like your sexual habits and also your money habits, because when the moon moves through Scorpio, that's where you want to look back and say, okay, you want to do a deep um, cleansing of like when I say deep cleansing, I'm talking like a spiritual cleanse, like a cord cutting ceremony. Did you cut cords with certain energies after you stop talking to certain? Did you actually do a cord cut, like an energetic cutting of a cord? And so somebody was definitely fanning the flames, basically like, Yeah, well, we heard such and such stuff too, and we didn't want to believe something. When people being messy and they don't really know, but they like to keep some distractions going on. Yeah, well, we heard some stuff too, but we didn't really want to say anything about whatever. We heard such and such. So that's is again the main thing here for you all Cancer is a very nurturing zodiac sign. If you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. If you have loved ones that just all of a sudden start saying that they playing mind games or they arguing with you out of just nowhere or like they under some kind of influence, they are. Five of Swords is about people trying to use their words against them, bullying them in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So somebody has been going through a nightmare. Somebody has been going through a freaking nightmare with these shady energies, right? So how can Cancer nurture their body and well-being this cycle? And this is where you tapping into connection with your health, your healing, and daily care. How can they, nurture their body? Is it Knight of Cups? Yeah. Saving yourself when it comes to people who think they're saving you from something. Learn how to save yourself. That's how you're gonna answer that question, right? Save yourself. Because somebody could have love coming across their path. You could have love coming across your path, but when people come across your path like they saving you from something, that's where you need to run for real. You need to run in the opposite direction because nobody has the ability to save somebody from anything. So here we have, where should Cancer focus their attention and their energy for best results? Where should you focus your energy and your attention? And this really is just self-love, actually. Self-love. Queen of Pentacles here. You're quite resourceful. You're fertile in the seeds that you sow. Maybe you want to ask them questions, like ask around first. You're quite resourceful. You can ask around. Does anybody ever, patronize the store? Have you ever been in there? What is the feedback? Those kind of things. See if people are just, if something about their energy gives off like bullying energy, or if it gives off as winning at all costs, or they're violent in some kind of way, like, not that that's something you would pick up on right away, but yeah, here we have the Three of Wands here. So this is teamwork. Where's the some kind of teamwork happening here. Yeah, so you have some kind of a leadership. Somebody could have a leadership position coming up. You could have a job where you are in a leadership position because you are a leader. And something about a Sagittarius. You could be a Sagittarius could be on your team in some way, shape, form, or fashion, or somebody could be like ninth house, which is about high vibrational Sagittarius, could be kind of sort of on your team, like in terms of like helping you, with something. Here we have the Strength card, meaning that they could be a part of your prayer, prayer team, like, praying for your strength, inner strength, confidence, good health, bravery, focus, and, compassion, and those kind of things, right? Yeah, so again, you want to intensify your psychic gifts because people are realizing that you saved yourself from something that could have been like really, really, in hindsight, you could have been like, they'll never get away with something, blah, 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 something unhealthy around sex, something unhealthy around money, with these energies here. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see, where's the Light Seers deck here? This is for those of you all are learning how to read cards. The Light Seers deck here. So where should let me see if any last messages from Source as Cancer moves forward. You're bringing your spiritual insight and reassurance as you implement your intentions. Any last messages, Source, for my Cancers? Remember, intensify your gifts. But remember, when loved ones are just kind of sort of starting off mid-sentence, they sound like they just playing mind games, or They're trying to tell you something without that. That's immediately when you want to go into not praying with somebody per se. That's where you go into by yourself. Go right into prayer mode. Right into prayer mode because your psychic gifts kicked in. I'm reading the polarity also of these signs, the polarity of these signs as well. Go right into prayer mode. You want answers. You want complete and total answers with something. Let me see. Six of Pentacles here. So money is coming across your way and someone else's way because you ain't paying attention to, certain energies who, like I said, who are trying to use your words against you. Yeah, you're not paying attention to those energies. So, and because you weren't paying attention to those energies, somebody just continued to do what they were doing. You're a prayer warrior for sure, looking at the Justice card, because that's how something became clear to you. And somebody could have talked to you and told you some things as well, right? Of spending time around certain energies. Um, but yeah, so you're getting some money back from a bully. You're getting some money back from a bully. But so somebody's psychic gifts kicked in because Queen of Pentacles connects us with Taurus and Pisces, and so you two energies bully somebody, but you're getting money back from them. You're getting money back from these two energies, and you're cutting them off for life, forever. You're getting money from them and you're cutting them off. Like, because somebody's going back through your memory and starting to remember when you talk to somebody, did they sound like, were they using some of the same words that these two type of energies use? Were they using some of the same slang terms or terminology or something that reminded you that you started making some connections? Like, okay, you need to go into prayer warrior mode. You need to go into prayer warrior mode because you talk to somebody enough times to know, hey, they don't even talk like that. Whoever this energy is, something about your energy, and it's again it's tapping into your psychic gifts. They don't talk like that. So remember, time is relative. So you may have prayed about something. It seemed like it took a long time or whatever to come, but nevertheless, your prayers, somebody's prayers have been answered. So some people are asking, what's the motive? What is the motive? What's the reason? What is the reason? What's the motive? You don't need to ask what the motive is. You just need to cut people off. Source will show you what was going on. But you emotionally have hit the jackpot in terms of your spiritual gifts. Somebody wished, whereas you may have walked away from something, somebody wished that they had, in hindsight, walked away from something. But it's like you had eyes in the back of your head. Once you walked away from something, it's like you had eyes in the back of your head. So again, you're praying for somebody's strength. You're intensifying your psychic gifts. But yeah, you and somebody got money coming across your path. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, I'm seeing this right here. 9 of Pentacles here. Yeah. Yeah. So something about your sixth house. Something about your sixth house. These energies try to put an end to. Something about your sixth house. Your health, your work habits. They wanted to put an end to all of that. Anything that's connected you to financial independence. These energies wanted to put an end to your health, your work habits, your daily routines, your fitness, your pets, service to others, your diet, your spiritual practices. In other words, they want to put an end to you. Okay. So that's all you, just detail. They want to put an end to all the you and somebody else. Right behind your back. There was 2 Aries involved in something about your local and international travel. So something for you is about to, like I said, go global. If you're already on the World Wide Web, it's already international, but something for you is about to get bigger, right? Because these energies, there's been a whole lot of conversation around how somebody was 2 energies were baited into something. So there's been a lot of conversation around that, lied to and then baited into something. Yeah. Yep. Like I said, here we have the Queen of Pentacles here, a Taurus and a Pisces. Acting like nothing ever happened. Like we don't know. Well, what we have no idea. What we have nothing. I mean, like, what? But you had a feeling about something because you're the I feel sign. So you had a feeling about something. So one was trying to play like, oh, they're into light work. The other one is actually they're into darkness. You know, they tried to play off of each other's energy. But yeah, that didn't work. Yeah. Somebody's a very jealous ex. This is a Knight of Cups here. Very jealous ex. Everything with them is inverted. They're just lazy. Ex friend, ex love interest, ex somebody that's just lazy, lazy, lazy. Rather bully somebody to get money than just, put the work in that you did. You put the work in. So that's what I have for you. That's kind of week I see you having here. To kind of sort of wrap it up here. Money is coming to you and somebody after these energies try to act like they know what they was talking about. Somebody was talking about after you and somebody was baited into something. Something religious. So through offering, even the most mundane problems can become a sacrament. Yeah. These energies are trying to act like they were holier than thou while they were sitting in some kind of religious organization or whatever. And what's interesting about this is, and I said this in one of my other readings, when people try to demonize organizations, whatever kind of organizations, not everybody had a horrific time in church growing up. Some people actually enjoyed their church experience growing up. Everybody don't have issues with church. Even if they had an issue with one or two people, they may not have an issue with church, right? Or a mosque or a temple or whatever the case may be. But these energies were doing some kind of an injustice to you, you and someone else, and then physically sitting up in somewhere, walking in, talking to people like they were just child, like they became like they had cheesecloth on their head. I mean, here we have movement. So yeah, they need to move around. So some kind of movement is happening. Yeah, because yeah, they are being removed from this, whatever something is going on. Because child, yeah, you could have some energies that will hide within an organization. Um, Hide in an organization, but you just bring a lot of shame and judgment down on an organization. And that's what I'm seeing here in the cards. All right, that's what I'm seeing here in the cards. So get some fresh air. It's time to heal your wounded warrior. That's your Chiron. That's your and Chiron actually goes retrograde. Chiron goes retrograde in July. It goes retrograde in July 30th through January 2nd, 2026. So get into it. Find out what your Chiron is. It's your deepest spiritual wounds. But you have a gift of clairaudience. And this is what I'm saying. Like, once you talk to people long enough, you start to realize, okay, something is off. Like, I'm talking to somebody, something don't sound like the usual self. Like, okay, they either sound like they're being bullied or they're drinking or something sounds off about them. Doesn't sound like it. Like I remember one time somebody had said when I was posting my videos, that don't really sound like you. I was like, actually, yeah, it does. I'm using a microphone now. So I wasn't using a microphone before, but I did announce I was actually using a microphone. But so that people could hear me clearer, But check your request list again. Check your request list again. You are an answered prayer, right? Document your dreams day and night. You versus you. Some energies definitely show you as competition. You are who they prayed for, and these are loved ones, by the way. Angel Gabrielle, the messenger of God, is with you. Yeah. So keep that in mind as it relates to your reading when you're talking about intensifying your psychic gifts. That's part of it. It's not assuming that everybody's just playing mind games. That's an assumption. Somebody could be warning you of something. Like pay attention, like for real, pay attention. That's part of your psychic gifts. That's what I have for you. Make it a fantastic week. Send the lights of love and light and good energy your way. But that is what I have for you. That is what I have for you. Let's see what else we got. Your number is 8. I am successful. So your talent for setting and reaching goals is like no other. You are self-sufficient and capable of achieving your ambitions. 8 representing the ebb and flow, the infinite loop of creation. So number 8. So yeah, your energies were definitely trying to keep themselves connected to you and someone else in some way, shape. These are loved ones trying to keep themselves connected to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion by any way necessary. You and someone else, they want to stay connected to you by any means necessary without doing the work. In other words, you'd have been carrying them for the rest of your life. And that can be exhausting. So yeah, some energies want you to pay for their lifestyle. In other words, pay for their lifestyle. You and somebody, they want you and somebody to pay for their lifestyle. So here we have no pressure. When you want more, don't push yourself or others to get more. Give more of your pure, genuine self, and life will immediately and effortlessly match it. Make room, create space to welcome positive change into your life. Let go of everything that doesn't align with the future you are creating. What else? It's coming. Yeah, see this big backpack like somebody's going hiking through the woods? That's how you've been carrying people on your back. Your name is not Seabiscuit. Okay, so hope is on the horizon in the face of challenges. Remember that nothing lasts forever. Trust that the universe has good things in store for you. So behold beauty. So when you insist that the world is hostile and others are your enemies, don't be surprised that it is. Self-fulfilling prophecies fortunately work both ways. Yeah. So yeah, you all are really sweethearts. And these energies were trying to project a whole different image onto you all. Like you were the bully, like you were bullying them. And they were secretly doing stuff behind your back in court, trying to strong arm you in court. I mean, just But the door is open. So pure intention can open doors in the universe and make the impossible possible. Believe deeply in goodness and watch the magic happen. That's what I have for you all. Hopefully this is helpful. All right. Make it a great week. Bye.